When we first see Tyray in episode 2 of The Single Life season 4, he's ironing his clothes for his big date. And he says to the audience that he's nervous and he doesn't know what he's gonna say to this girl when she comes to the date. Probably just thanks for coming to the date, which is extra sad because as we know, she doesn't show up to the date. Tyray also says to the audience that after getting catfished by Carmela, he feels like the best solution is for him to date in real life so that he can verify that these are actual girls that he's with and not dudes pretending to be girls.
So I'm gonna text her and let her know I'm on my way. Let me see.
I don't know if he's a Dr. Seuss fan or not, but hey Tiffany, it's Tyray, I'm on my way. It's funny that it rhymed. I think it's good that he sent a text to let her know that he's on the way. However, something even better would be a reminder text in the morning so that this person can't forget that they have a date with you tonight, because we all have jobs and there's always the chance that your date could forget that they're going on a date with you. And don't take it in an ego type of way or don't get butthurt about it. It's just that life happens, right? Tyray previously informed the audience that he met this girl Tiffany at a funeral. Fast forward on their first date, he's bringing blue flowers. Very corpse bride of him.
Did you see yourself making the first move?
You know what? I do kind of get the vibe from Tiffany that she likes, the man to kind of, be in charge and take, initiative. But in my mind, I think she should definitely make the first move because she liked me first.
Ha ha ha, Tyray is such a kid at times. No, you shouldn't let the woman make the first move. As the man, you should make the first move. Anyways, Tyray arrives at the restaurant. He walks in and is seated at his table. He brings a lot of nervous energy. He's very fidgety. And after a while of waiting, he starts to look around and thinking to himself, is this girl gonna show up on the date? That's strange. Tiffany hasn't messaged me back. Maybe she got abducted by aliens. Or is she perhaps another dude pretending to be a woman? Do you remember that movie Joanna Man?
We're waiting on warmer? Yeah. Okay, sweet.
Can I just get some water for now?
Yeah,
please?
absolutely. I'll bring 2 waters for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alas, poor Tyray, everything was in fact not perfect, Socks. It turns out that Tiffany ghosted him at this restaurant to the point where he picked up the phone to call her and she ignored his call right away.
Please leave your message for 2.
Let me know what y'all think in the comments about this, but from the last episode, this girl approached him when he struck out after the I'm gonna steal a fry line, and then he was nervous to the point where he couldn't even talk to this girl. She came over and told him that I'm thinking about you, babe, and just made it seem like she was interested in him. She communicated to the audience that bigger guys were her type, and she thought that Tyray was cute.
The good you made it all the way out here.
I just don't make it for you, babe. I don't make it for you.
And he asked her on a date, she said yes. And then to ghost this guy like this, it just seems like a very cruel way to move.
You want to hang out sometime?
Yes.
All right. Like a date or a date?
A date.
Or just like a hangout?
A date.
But hands down, the most shocking part for me as an audience member is Tyray says that he was waiting for this girl to show up for an entire hour. And when he said this, I was just asking myself, why? You sit there for an hour and you don't order food? That's got to be the most disciplined thing I've ever seen this guy do, because I would have ordered food after 10, 15 minutes. You're already there, you might as well eat. And then tomorrow, that workout, you're gonna be fighting demons in there. Oh, you don't wanna show up on the date? That's okay. I'm gonna look like Conan the Barbarian. You know what, Tyray? We can't control other people. It's her loss, and that's how you have to view it. Have a short memory and just go back to the drawing board. Because if the girl doesn't have enough respect to send you a text message and let you know that she's not coming to the date, then it's not someone worth attracting to your life from the get-go. And I still stand by what I said in my last video. Because of the way you move, it's very suspect, man. Because I catch you saying certain things like, oh, I look okay today. It's like you're fishing for compliments. You know what I mean? Have you guys picked up on that? He'll say and do certain things to get more remorse from the audience, when it's like, realistically, dude, no one's gonna save you from yourself. Tyray says to the audience, it feels terrible, waiting for Tiffany this long. It's definitely giving me vibes of, when I went to go meet Carmela when I was in the Barbados, and it hurts me. Okay, time out. Look, dude, everyone feels bad for you about this Tiffany situation because you are the victim for this particular situation. The Carmela situation was 100% on you. That was absolute bionicle brain activity, my guy. That's what my little brother calls it, because when we were kids and we had toys, we used to play with bionicles. So when I do something really immature and kid-like, he says that I have bionicle brain. But that's what that was, Tyray, because what you did was you sent money to a girl that you thought was really physically attractive for years on Snapchat, didn't even FaceTime her to confirm that it was the actual girls in the photos that you were talking to, turns out to be a guy, and then you want to play the victim that you were scammed for all these years. Tyray goes on to say that it took him a while mentally to get over the hurdles because of his past experience with Carmela and be willing to date again. Tyray makes me feel like I'm reviewing Peter Pan or something, man. The network wants us to feel bad for the guy that had an imaginary relationship for years over Snapchat. That's funny when the rest of us normal people actually have to get over breakups all the time. Here's the real kicker, Socks. The next time we see Tyray is in episode 5 of this trash TV show, and he looks exactly the same. He hasn't been consistent. He hasn't been doing the work. Otherwise, he would have told the audience about it. You know what Tyray is doing though? He's going on a bros trip with his brothers in New Orleans in order to bag a baddie.
I had been stood up before when I went to Barbados and Carmela never showed up, so it does bring back those memories of that. I am 0-2 when it comes to meeting up with women I'm interested in. So my brother Ronald suggested we get out of town so I can meet some women in a new city.
Time out, Tyray. Everyone that watches this show has a brain. You're not 0-2, dude. These are only the women we've seen you try to date on this TV show. I'm sure there's been other women in your life. So right away, you're really riding this narrative, man, and it comes across as unauthentic because it's so unbelievable, and there's a lot of inconsistencies in the storyline. Tyray goes on to say something very interesting next. He drops another Disney reference. He goes on to say that he would like his first kiss to be on one of those swan boats, perhaps, surrounded by all the frogs singing. Oh wait, it's not frogs singing in The Little Mermaid. Ha ha ha, he laughs to himself. Tyray wants to kiss the girl, but last season he almost kissed the dude. He also was down to still meet up with him after he found out he was talking to a dude, which is sus. We see Tyray and his brothers walking around the dirty streets of New Orleans, and Tyray says to the audience that he's excited to drink hurricanes and eat beignets. Tyray's already communicated multiple times to the audience that he's really looking forward to receiving his first kiss from a real-life woman. However, in the past couple episodes, his siblings have communicated to the audience that he wouldn't know what to do if a girl was gonna kiss him or gonna have sex with him. But hopefully the instincts take over and he knows what to do when it finally happens. The lads get 3 hurricanes at this Irish bar, take their seat, and notice that there's some tatted baddies sitting behind them. I can't wait to see Rizmaster Tyray in action. Tyray right away puts this girl on a pedestal based on her physical appearance and says to the audience that she looks like a fitness model or something, and he is afraid that she will think that he's a lazy fat guy that eats cheeseburgers all day. Tyray, come on, don't say things like that. I'm sure she wouldn't assume that you just eat cheeseburgers. Tyray's brothers are gassing him up, telling him to get up, go over there and talk to those girls. They say that they'll go with him. So he's feeling that liquid courage. He walks over there and he says, "Hi, how are you? My name's Tyray," and introduces himself to the ladies. This girl that Tyray thinks is cute is living in Little Rock and she's in the military.
Are y'all single?
I am.
Okay, well, my man right here, he hella single. Like hella.
Hella single.
Wow, way to make your brother seem very desperate. Good Lord. Hella single, not just single. There was no need for all that.
It's been a crazy, few years. Crazy.
Crazy how?
Well, I was in a 4-year relationship
Okay.
with a man.
Man.
Not like that.
No way he said that to these girls. Bro, that is so embarrassing. That's a secret that the rest of us would have probably taken to our grave. His whole relationship with Carmela. I can't believe he brought that up. I know it's his shtick, but dude, time and place. You don't even know these girls. The funniest part about Tyray bringing up the Carmela situation is the girls are really confused, but look at his brother's face. He is so shook that his brother mentioned it. After further explaining the Carmela situation, the women are made aware that he was catfished by a guy pretending to be a girl on the internet. Despite hearing this shocking news, the women are acting very polite about the situation. I'm assuming because there's an entire camera crew there. I feel that though, as a member of the armed services, I'm sure that when you encounter people filming you, you want to handle things with a certain level of class. So I wasn't expecting her to be brutally honest about the situation. Tyrays' brother said to the audience that he trauma dumped really early, and I agree that is something that you should never bring up ever.
I think the best move would be for you two to talk to each other or like alone for a minute, just to get to know each other for a second.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Okay.
Aw, that's nice of her. She seems way nicer than Tiffany. Seems like the kind of girl that would actually show up to a first date. Tyray tells the audience that he's really feeling the chemistry with this girl. Dude, you've maybe said 3 sentences to each other. All right, bro, to be real, it's really sad that you're telling this girl that she made your day by just talking with you. Right away, you're putting her on a pedestal because of her looks. And if the entire audience can see that, I'm sure that this girl has noticed as well, especially because you have a history of doing that. That's the reason why you entertained that fake relationship with Carmela for all those years, because you also thought that the girl in the picture was very physically attractive. That's also part of the reason why you come across so disingenuous, because you'll communicate to your brothers and the entire audience that you had an emotional connection or a spiritual connection with that person pretending to be Carmela, but you can't get a spiritual connection or an emotional connection by only talking through Snapchat. Not to mention, if we go back and look at the messages, they were so generic, like the kind of conversations that we would entertain if we were 12 years old. After they engage in a bit of small talk, we find out that the woman Tyray is talking to just got out of a long relationship.
And honestly, I feel like I never really knew the person that I was married to.
Dang. See, that's crazy.
But I feel like you went through the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a whole ass lie on technicality, huh? I would hardly call what Tyray experienced with the scammer the same thing as a woman getting divorced from a real life person.
Because I always felt something seemed off, but then I kind of just ignored the red flag, you know?
Okay, so you said something felt off. Did you ask your friends, like, what do you think about this?
No one knew. That's the
Nah,
thing.
like you
I
kept
don't
it a
open
secret
up.
from everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Pause. If she wants to go on a date with him now, it just reinforces what we already knew about Tyray's segments, that it's made for TV. Because here's the thing, if he's comfortable withholding information from his family and his friends, he's gonna be comfortable doing the same thing to you. You're in your healing phase. Why would you want to entertain something with someone that withholds information? You wouldn't. So this woman's name is Teresa. She's 36 years old, and she tells the audience that Tyray is a big teddy bear, and he seems very authentic. Teresa goes on to say that sometimes we fall down the rabbit hole of wanting something to work out so bad, which is relatable for a lot of people. So the narrative that's being set is that she feels this common ground with Tyray, which is an interesting route for them to go.
I don't really talk to people that easily. Yeah, but I can tell you're genuine from the moment that I saw you.
You too. You know, you got like good energy.
Hey, let's go, Tyray. Man might be getting his first kiss or maybe even a pity fuck, but as the philosophers say, a dub is a dub. Teresa goes on to say that she's happy to hang out with Tyray again, and once again calls him a big teddy bear, and he laughs and acts like that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think we vibe well, even from the start. I was like, this guy, he's a big teddy bear. Like, I just want to be around him.
Let me know what y'all think in the comments about this, but I've been fat at points in my life, and if a girl called me a big teddy bear, I would get upset about that, but Tyray seems to celebrate that. It just seems like a very politically correct way for a woman to call a big guy fat, but in a cutesy way, like it's a good thing. And it seems like bullshit to me. At the end of episode 6, we see a preview of Tyray and Teresa hanging out. She actually showed up on the date, which is good. The bad news is that Tyray's very nervous, and we can tell by how he's sweating through his shirt. Bad news sucks. I just watched episode 7. Tyray went on a date with this girl, and obviously nothing happened. The result was actually her telling the audience and Tyray they will stay in touch.
Thank you so much for inviting me out. But I do have to get back to the girls' trip, but we're gonna stay in touch.
Yeah, definitely.
The entire time it was crystal clear she wasn't interested in him in a romantic way, so his entire segment can be summed up by girls telling him that he's a big teddy bear and him laughing nervously.
I do feel like her intentions were good from the get-go.
Even though that's the case, I'm hopeful he can turn this rejection into fuel and focus that energy on himself. Remember, Tyray, Simba lived a very self-indulgent lifestyle before he became a king. Dude, you got this. You just got to put in the effort. Let me know what you think about Tyray in the comments below. Do you think that he's going to get his first kiss? Do Do you think he's gonna get his first handy? Do you think he's gonna fox? Check out our Amazon storefront if you have time. We got some mad luxurious items on there. If you want some one-on-one time with me, please order a Cameo. I'm the #1 Cameo creator in the entire world. Super thankful that y'all watch my content. Comment below, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.